until October. But as far as he's concerned, he wasn't selected in the first group match against Hong Kong. Then he played third men's singles against India. He was promoted to second singles, and again in the semi-final against Lee Dong-kyung. Wasn't selected in the quarter-final. Jørgensen, former European champion from Aalborg, North Jutland. Current ranking of 5, has been as high as 2. Bronze medalist at last year's World Championships in Jakarta, and lost in the final of this year's European Championships, where he had been defending champion. Now, he wasn't selected for the semi-final because of a niggling injury. He had lost the last of the group matches to Chinese Taipei's Su Jianhao, and then he lost in the quarter-final against Japan's Takuma Ueda. Both of those matches mentioned, he went the full distance, went to 3 games. So the niggling injury, whether he's physically 100% fit, he obviously so keen to play in this encounter, and with such a high world ranking. Well, there's the man who led off Denmark, and the man standing next to him, the very blonde Neil Holst, is the man that won the winning point in the semi-final tie at the third men's singles, the 5th match of the tie. Yeah, he's played his parts in getting Denmark to the final. He's certainly playing his part as cheering on his teammates here in the final.
He's got to require a lot of help from his teammates today. He's got to win this match, and Jorgensen, I think they've got to carry him through it. Got to keep him on track, not allow him to feel sorry for himself.
Antony Ginting is the 3rd ranked Indonesian on the world ranking list. We mentioned it as the final was about to get underway, that Jonathan Christie, who is the 2nd ranked player, not selected for this. There was no injury problem. We went and found out, and it was simply a selection issue, that they felt this man might have a better chance. Of course, when they put the teams in, you don't know what your opposing team is going to be made up of. So they perhaps thought that Jorgensen was still not fit. We don't know. We don't know the thinking.
I think they must have reckoned that he would be there.
This is the first meeting between the 2 men. Perhaps one of the deciding factors, I don't know. Just wide. How does a player approach a match, Steen, when you've been on the injury bench? You know, do you have to go full out from the start, or do you play a little bit cautiously, just working yourself into the match?
Not really well, and then it depends a little bit what kind of injury you've had. If you feel that it's just a temporary injury where you sort of can move freely and so on, there's no point in holding anything back. You can't go thinking, what if it sort of surfaces again this injury and so on, you have to go all out. If you're limited, you have to think about how you spend your energy and what kind of movements, what kind of situations you put yourself in, and you might have to adjust the game plan a little bit.
Yeah. Well, it's been a good start from Jorgensen.
And he chose deliberately to start on the side where he plays up against the drift. And, one of the considerations there might have been to sort of get a good start and sort of try to stamp your mark on the match. Hasn't had the best campaign, Jorgensen, as you mentioned, Jill. Not been a few easy months for him. Struggling with injury, losing his his European Championships to Victor Axelsen. Now, from being number 2 in the world, he's number 2 in Denmark. That's something that you mentally are not really prepared for, and to sort of come to terms with it. But if he wins this match, everything's forgotten.
Yeah.
Everything's redeemed.
Yeah.
And does he have it in there somewhere? Yes, of course he has. We've seen that.
Yeah.
Seen him win Indonesia Open 2 years ago, go to the final last year. The thing is that if you're on a little bit of a tough streak, you often think about what happens if I lose.
Theme for you in a coaching role, if a player is sort of thinking, well, what happens if I lose? You want to keep out all those negative thoughts.
Yeah, and you can.
But you can't.
No, you just want the player to sort of accept that they are there, because the problem occurs if you stop feeling, hey, I'm thinking what I'm not allowed to think.
Yes.
Then it's double trouble.
Yeah.
So, okay, they're there. You're feeling bad, but you're going to have to play anyway. And you have an opponent where you definitely do not have to play 100% to win the match.
Yeah.
Less can do it, so let's see if you can get that much out. How much is it? We don't know. But we can see that the Indonesian player, Antony Ginting, has not gotten the start that he hoped for. He struggled finding the correct length on his shots. Well played. Good retrieval by Jorgensen. Very well played. And I think maybe that's why he was selected a little bit more imaginative in his playing style than Jonathan Christie, in my opinion, where Jonathan Christie is to me consistency. You know what you're going to get.
Yeah. Advantage to the day.
现场的各位观众，在大屏幕上显示的就是刚才我们摇一摇微信中奖的观众，大家赶紧找一找有没有自己的名单。另外，我们在下面时间开始中奖的抽奖的就是大家欢迎通过30公众号的交流内容来寻找这个板块，并且参与我们在下面进行第二轮抽奖。
Ik had het na die ronde weg aan het zien om de binnenbal.
Some public address going on while
really hard to hear.
Didn't get any of it.
It's like a little bit on the forehand side. I'm not sure whether it's the forehand side of Jorgensen or Ginting. Different speeds in the shots. And then Jorgensen was about to challenge again here, but
yeah, and this is because the line judge slightly slow to react. So it is Indonesia who have actually made the challenge because the line judge called out in the end.
And then what they discussed was that there was some kind of yes, that's it.
That's a good challenge.
Some kind of game plan to regain focus, take one little round before the start of the rally, maintain focus, and that's often very good to have these little points to focus on.
Saying earlier about this man Antony Ginting and his selection, because I can remember the very first time I saw him was in Nanjing at the Olympic Games, and I got awfully excited by him. I thought that his speed around the court, his creativity, he reminded me in some ways of Taufik Hidayat with his overhead racket production, but I thought, oops, yeah, he's not ready for that. Antony Ginting is going to be spoken to by the umpire. Yeah. That was very clear what the instruction was. And that sort of follows up on your point that, you know, he has got more variety perhaps than Jonathan Christie. More flair, more imagination. Whether he's able to control that and channel it in the right direction yet is...
That's questionable.
Is it questionable?
I think it's... You've got to be really strong in the attack if you can stand there from the back court and attack Jorgensen down. I don't think it's done by power, I think it's done by steepness, and that's a little bit of a problem because it's not that high Ginting. Changes the timing for Jorgensen. That's well played. It's so important whether Jan has to defend from around knee height or from hip height. From hip height, it goes pretty well. From knee height, it's another story.
To set up.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
That was Taufik Hidayat's speciality.
Yeah. And that was nice from Jorgensen. He did precisely that.
Yeah. Well, he's got to come up with something else, Antony Ginting, to justify the selection.
settle. Ginting. Well now.
Yeah. And the last 3 or 4 rallies they've gone totally wrong for Jorgensen. Bad sign, because I mean he was totally off Ginting, and now he and his coaches, they've seen a little bit of what's working. Not smashing full power all the time, but sometimes varying it, slicing it a little bit, making it steeper.
What on earth was that for? I know he said misconduct. What sort of misconduct?
I have no idea.
Antony Ginting was off the court, toweling down. Oh. Apologises for hitting his opponent. Awfully well with this defence. Not sure he knew much about that.
Of challenging at the net, Ginting become even more valuable in the second game, where he plays against the drift and can play some flat lifts as well.
Yeah, sheer threat. That was a provoked error. 2 points away from this opening game now. Jorgensen and Denmark. Oof. Well, may have made an error, but he's sent a clear message to his opponent. He's going to pounce on anything at the net.
Smashes Ginting, then Jorgensen can't just play fast back at him again. He's going to have that precision that we've seen. Chen Long, somewhat hurt. Victor Axelsen, to an extent, in Lucheng Wei in the short defense.
Game points have arrived for Jorgensen. Like that, Steve, you can probably understand why I got so excited the first time I saw this young man.
Yeah.
He's a huge talent. He's not playing anything back to the net. Jorgensen just pushing it away from the net, making it more difficult for Ginting.
That's going to be more difficult in the second game. Given the drift.
there should be a challenge from Antony Ginting, but there wasn't. 21-17. He had 2 challenges left. Just made clearly wide. Let's have a look. Can't see from that at all. Too close to me. 19 minutes for that opening game against Denmark.
Ja, lige lagt får ham frem. Du må også gerne spille ham til nogenlunde ind i forbanen, og så er der plads. Så husker vi stadigvæk. Vi kaster os på krydsen. Vi dækker lige først. Okay? Ja. Godt at blive stærkt. Men tilbage i planen. Som er.
Lille spil.
Ja. Over ham. Ja.
Quite cleared license here from Jorgensen. This play to the soft play to the middle of the court, and then some flat lifts over Ginting. Variation, speed, and placement from his own forehand corner. And mainly cover the straight smashes from the Indonesian. If he smashes cross, then he might have to throw himself.
Just one.
That's excellent coverage by Dane. Anticipated that shot from the head of Antony Ginting. Closing the net down there in the forehand side. Trying to take control of that net in the forehand side. Ginting hasn't been successful yet. Tried in the first game. Made a couple of errors. Very good start for Denmark. Oh, he missed that one. But there's a challenge. Ginting not to let Jorgensen slip away.
That's good, isn't it?
That's what he's been struggling with in the first game, Ginting, because of the drift. He was playing with the drift in the first game. Now he's playing against it, and he can push his flat shots to the corners. It's almost no lift because they just go flat. They don't go upwards at all. But that could create room for the Indonesian on the Danes' forecourt. What he hopes to do by that, overtaking the net and control of the match.
Said that we couldn't afford to let Jorgensen get too running away with this second game. He's done well. That's good stuff.
That was exactly what the Danes was discussing in the interval. These flat lifts. If he can get Ginting to lift on those, then he'll have excellent attacking opportunities. That's wide.
Oh, I was waiting for that. Wants the shuttle changed. Not allowed.
I think if I were Antony Ginting, I would direct my net shots a little bit more towards the middle of the court. Towards the middle line. Better chance of breaking the shots to the back court.
I was a little bit concerned after that error about the body language of Ginting. Look at that net shot from Jorgensen. Yeah. Second. Steepness of shots.
Yeah, the steepness, the placement, the firepower. He knows it can only come short if he returns it, Ginting.
Malaysians give the medal ceremony. Each away, all right, as we look at them. Oh, it's called out. There's got to be a challenge here. Well, again, I immediately looked towards the line judge and he was so slow to react. Oh, that's him.
That's him.
Yeah. We'll wait for Hawkeye to confirm. Yeah. Well, it was more in than that, didn't it?
It actually was.
Right decision in the end. Correct decision. Yeah. 5-9. umpire had already popped the score in for the Indonesian. No, he was correct on. He's only a challenge. That was his first challenge, wasn't it? Well, he was correct on his challenge.
But it emphasizes.
Hang on. Yep. He's asked very politely and very nicely to check with the referee. I keep a note. The score is 9-5. There's no doubt about that. It's whether he's got 1 or 2 challenges left.
Yeah, but Jan said he was sure he was in doubt whether he had 10 points.
What are you saying?
But it just emphasizes what we've been saying throughout the tournament.
Yeah.
That there's too much confusion. Surrounding these challenge situations.
Yeah. Whether challenges are successful or unsuccessful, I think is sort of overcomplicating things. We just need to know the shuttle was called in or it was called out, and that's been overruled, and it was in or out. But I'm right on the challenges. He's got both his challenges left. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
It's a good rally. Oh, I like that drop. Magnificent. Absolutely magnificent. What a drop shot. 11-6, the scoreline.
Dorongnya mau maju karena kamu dia tahu kamu kalah angin, jadi kamu jangan belakang. Gitu. Jadi setiap kali pembukaan belakang lu sambil badan di depan. Nanti kalau kamu depan dorong lama-lama ketekan nggak? Jalan, bukan dulu dong. Gitu. Ya belakang terus pegang depan lagi. Pegang depan lagi. Sekarang lo kamu dorong, kamu bebas, kalah angin.
观众入口处，2号观众入口处领取1枚奖品，谢谢。
Good shot. Good shot. He's got this under control, Jorgensen. Doesn't mean it's finished. It's just definitely has the advantage.
Yeah.
Physically stronger, better reach than Antony Ginting.
That was clever. Yeah. the little hold and thing. And that really is so good because he's hitting with the drift.
He's hitting with the drift, so it's really hard for Ginting to get that long enough.
Yeah.
That was what he wasn't himself able to control in the first game. He made a lot of errors on the lifts. We shouldn't get ahead of ourselves, but if Jorgensen is to win this match, then Denmark will be the closest to winning the Thomas Cup since 1964, where the score was 4-all. Played a tie was made of 9 matches.
Yes, 5 in singles and 4 doubles. They lost that final 5-4. Remember where it was played?
In Tokyo.
That's fine. It's just long.
Alan Cops, the 7-time Olympian champion, lost the decisive match. And I don't know against who. Good shot.
That's very good.
That's Victor Axelsen, Matthias Christiansen. And the sports psychologist is also cheering on with some kind of music instruments.
But Jorgensen pointed to them and tried to calm them down a bit. That it's distracting him. He's looking straight at them. They're behind the court. That's interesting in itself. Keeping ever closer to that goal. 5 points needed. Calm little clenched fist after the rally from Jorgensen.
That's the last player that the Denmark team needed to get going. All the others have contributed in this campaign with very, very good play. Jan has struggled a little bit, but he's on his way to redeem that.
Oh. Yeah, well played, Antony Ginting. Yeah, crept over, didn't it? Yeah, but I like the way he finished that off. And that. Yeah, no questioning his talent. Beautiful racket skills. Creating the disguise. It was an opportunity for Indonesia, and an opportunity missed. It's a super angle. Comes in, appeared to do all the right things, racket carriage high, trying to take it early, but just found the net. point will have to be earned. Perhaps question choice of shot from Ginting. Missed opportunity. And that missed opportunity means that Denmark are just 2 points away from going 2-1 up in the final of the Thomas Cup. Yeah. Big gulp of air and then gulp of water. Calm the nerves. Well, he's up quickly. Well, that will be a worry for all the Danish camp because he's been injured, and I think it's been a hip injury, hasn't it?
It has.
And when you slip like that, and groin injury, oh yes. But he was very definite with, I'm up quickly, not a problem.
Well, last chance for Ginting. Got to score some points now.
But not like that. And now 8 match point opportunities for Jan Jorgensen. Lead the Thomas Cup final. Shirts and wristband go into the fans. 2 straight games, 21-17, 21-12. The margin of the victory for the former world number 2, former European champion, Jan Jorgensen. He too is going to throw a racket to a lucky fan. And Denmark leads Indonesia 2 matches to 1 in the Thomas Cup final. The moments of victory. The attempted angle shot from Antony Ginting. The delight for the day. 21-17, 21-12. And Denmark lead after 44 minutes with a 2-1 point lead in this final.
We were puzzled by the selection of Antony Ginting. We don't know if it was wrong, but we definitely know it didn't come out right. Fairly easy victory for Jan Jorgensen.